Hey, what's going on, guys? I wanted to hop on here and go over some of the trades last week that the CRT bot took on Blowfin that you're able to copy trade completely for free. If you're interested, go to our website and sign up for copy trading. It will cost you $0. All you have to do is sign up and put your UID for Blowfin in. So if you're interested in that, you can head to our website and copy trade us. Also, if you do want to copy trade, make sure to join the Discord because we will be most active in there for any problems or anything that you might have issue-wise with signing up. So go ahead and do that if you're interested, but I'll get into it now. So BNB, we're running the CRT bot on a 3 hour on BNB, and we had a huge trade on April 22nd of last week. We got a bullish setup, so candle 1, candle 2 swept the low, closed above inside this FVG. Entry was taken on candle 3 open. I got a little bit better of an entry here with the other half of the position. I'll explain why in a minute that I had to enter another position. So super nice trade. Super high RR, is about 7 or 8 R that I believe that we made off of it. So we're risking $200 on a stop out, so it was about $1,500 win. So about 7.5 R on this setup right here. Um, yeah, so I mean, price came down, stopped in this FEG, gave the 3 hour CRT setup, took entry on candle 3 open because the order block was the same price or higher than the candle 3 open. So what the bot will do is it will just enter on the candle 3 open if the order block is the same price. So took a couple hours to play out, took about 12 hours to play out, but hit TP, ended up popping even higher, but we got out here for about 7 or 8 R. Again, it was about like a $1,500 gain because we're risking 200 on stop out. Almost got stopped out here on this wick down, but it held this low. And I mean, with CRT, that's the thing. You have a stagnant stop loss. It's not like trading IFEGs, for example, which we also trade for futures. It's not like trading that because you're waiting for a close above or below the actual candlestick, the IFEG to get stopped out. But with CRT, your stop is, it's a hard stop at the low of candle 2, right? So super nice trade, very happy with how BNB played out. That was a humongous gain on the account, and I'll get into the stats a little bit later from the month of April because April is wrapping up today. After that trade happened, we took another trade on ADA. We had a signal here, but it didn't give the order block entry, so we didn't take this trade. But this one would have played out as well. However, we just didn't get filled on this one because the order block entry didn't tap into. This CRT right here is the one that we took on the 4 hour on ADA or Cardano. We took entry at the candle 3 open. Order block was above the price or equivalent to the price of the candle 3 open. So we took an entry there. Took about 12 hours and we almost tapped midpoint, which I mean we would have been targeting the high anyway, but almost tapped midpoint. Obviously looks like it got rejected and stopped out at the low of candle 2, unfortunately. So this one was a loss. Again, we're risking $200 just to be transparent on every single loss. So any trade that loses, we're losing $200. Now this is the big trade that we took last week that absolutely blew up the account. If I can find it, let me see. Somewhere in here. Right here. Here it is. Let me get rid of these. So this is the trade that absolutely blew up the account right here. This was about a 12R gain for us right here. Now you can see that stop loss is absolutely ridiculous. The precision on that one was crazy good. We got filled, candle 3 open, tap this FVG right here. Boom, just completely exploded. Price completely exploded. Didn't even like sit in drawdown at all. Let's look at like a lower time frame. Yeah, so you can see it barely went in drawdown. I think that was on the new day open. Yeah, somewhere. No, it wasn't on the new day open. 10 p.m. candle opened right here. Took entry on this candle right here. Absolutely exploded price. Kept going, kept going. But we did take profit here, which is about a 16 RR. However, with fees and stuff, because of we had to enter such a large position to be risking 200, we made about 12 R on this one. So Super nice trade, absolute precision with that one. Um, took entry, barely went in drawdown, went straight to take profit. Your stop loss was 0.13% there, and it was a 2% move to take profit. So super good trade, very precise. I'm very happy with how the bot traded last week. We're over 100% for April in the last 30 days. So the account has absolutely exploded. We're on the year, we're up 120% on the account's original deposit. And you could check all those stats completely on Blowfin. It's not tracked by us. We don't have any part in those stats getting tracked. So it's completely Blowfin's tracking it. We don't have any sort of say or anything like that in the stats. So all true live stats for the bot so far. A lot of people ended up stopping copying because during March when price was bearish for Bitcoin, it was taking a lot of losses and it drew down the account. But I mean, the strategy was built over a 4 year time frame worth of data, so you got to let something that's profitable over 4 years trade at least a third of the year, a quarter of the year to see potential gains. And that was the original goal with the CRT bot, is to have something that's profitable every quarter. So far it has been profitable every quarter. Um, and March was a bad month for the bot, but it was bad overall for crypto. If you look at March, even for XRP, March was started like over here, just a bearish month for crypto, right? So just a bearish month for crypto, unfortunately, and the bot did get hurt because of it. But again, the bot was built over 4 years of data, so you gotta let it trade over at least a decent time frame to see gains. So I'm very happy with how the bot's traded. I believe that we took one more trade that was a loss. Let me see what pair that was. Oh, it was Dogecoin. That's what it was. Let's see. Yeah, so we took a trade on Doge. Where is it? I believe it's. Oh, we might have taken two trades on Doge. Okay, so we took two losses on Doge. That was the other two trades that we took last week. So we had a long setup right here. This was pretty high RRs, about 5. Unfortunately, you got wicked out on Binance's data. Didn't get wicked out on Blowfin, but we're using Binance's data because that was the most accurate and also most profitable data to be using. So there might be some points where this same thing will happen, but Blowfin will get stopped out rather than Binance, and then your trade would have won, right? So, got to give and take with the data off of the exchanges. But that was a loss right there, negative 200. And then this one right here was also a loss. This wouldn't be the best setup. This was definitely a better setup than this one. Just because, I mean, you're chopping around here. Price wasn't ready to go lower, right? So this was just ranging price action, and it just didn't break down. So we entered on candle 3 here, popped up, stopped out. This one right here, again, it just got wicked out on Binance's data, unfortunately, so we had to get stopped out because the bot will close the position. So unfortunately, that one got stopped out. But again, last week was a humongous week. I think the bot made like 140% last week because of that 12R and 8R trade. So these losses they're not even, noticeable because of how high RR trades that we took last week. Now, all the trades won't be high R. That's just random. How we don't have like a limit on the RR, or something that says, oh, if it's over 2R you can't take it, or under 2R you can't take it. Some of the bots have like a 1R limit, so it needs to be at least 1R, so one return on whatever your risk is, so it has to make at least 200. But not all the bots are like that. We have them optimized best for the pairs, so they're the best that they can be for that specific asset. Um, yeah, so let me pull up Discord real quick. Where is it? Profits and losses. So this was the stats for March. That's total P&L on the account since starting. That's not with fees, to be totally transparent. That's absolutely not with fees. Blowfin's fees are pretty high. We do have VIP1 if you do use our link, and you have to use our link to copy trade. So your account will be lowered fees compared to if you were to just sign up for Blowfin in general. So you will have lower fees. We are VIP one status, the same as everybody copying now. So with fees, this is a little bit less, but our ROI percentage is 100% correct. So last 30 days was about 90% gain. It was about like 120 right before we took, I think, two losses after those big winners. So super nice. Took a 22 trades, 50% win rate. So even with a 50% win rate, right, that might not be something to be like crazy happy about, but you could still be profitable and significantly profitable if your RR is high on those 22 trades, right, with a 50% win rate. So I'm very happy with how the bot's playing out. Let me see if I could pull up. I posted the bot trade in here somewhere. So this was the after the XRP trade and the BNB trade, we were at about 140% gain on the account since the beginning of the year. Dropped down a little bit. I think that we're sitting at like 120 now because we did take two losses after those wins. I'm just looking for the XRP. Here it is. That's BNB. So BNB right here again, $1,500. It was about 7.5R. We risked 200 per trade, so about 7.5R we made on that one. And XRP was an even bigger winner. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it somewhere in here, but go ahead and join our Discord, and we will get you set up with copy trading if you are interested, and make sure to sign up on the website. Oh, here it is. So I had to enter, again, this is what I want to talk about before I forget. I had to enter a second position. That's why there's two P&L cards, because what the bot does is we limit the amount of the portfolio that it can use in one position. And what it will do is it leverages up enough to risk $200. Now, if it doesn't have enough capital and the leverage is maxed to be risking that $200 on stop out, it will just enter the maximum position size it can. So it was only risking like $75 originally. So I had to enter a second position manually to allow it to risk more. Now that could be fixed and just have the bot traded if we increase the capital that's allowed in the position. But if there was any sort of issue, because Blowfin does have like some spreads on some pairs, the higher market cap pairs like XRP or Bitcoin won't have as much spreads. But if some sort of liquidation ever happened, I don't even believe it would ever happen. We had it happen one time on a lower market cap pair. It was Tron, which isn't even lower market cap. Blowfin's liquidity just isn't good. Our position was never liquidated. It was never, it wasn't even in the percentage to get liquidated. But a couple of the copiers about in January had their positions liquidated, and even though our position would have never been liquidated, they got liquidated because the spreads made them buy super high, and then when we took profit, it made them sell super low. But in that case, we bought, and then the spread happened, so it popped up the price like 0.5%. So we're not even entering nearly the same position as our copiers. So we took off that pair, and we haven't had any liquidity problems on the pairs we've been trading. So we'll keep an eye on it, but that was the reason. That's why we don't want more than whatever amount we're putting in the positions to be put in, because we don't want anyone liquidated for a significant part of their portfolio if it ever was to occur for some reason. So that's why we did that. So yeah, super happy with how the bot performed in April, and I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you do want to copy trade, go to our website. It's algovisiontrading.com. And join the Discord, and we'll get you set up with copy trading. Or if you want to try out the algo or something, we can hook you guys up with that. So hope you guys enjoyed. See you next time.